Hey, what's up, players? This is SWE General Manager and WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and you're watching Rogue Villain Media. Holla!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Heels Up. I am Vlad St. Valentine, and with me is the one who matters, Mr. Reggie Lincoln.
How's it going, brother?
Dude, it's going great.
Oh, man.
And behind the producer desk, we got the host with the remotest, Mr. Caden Ramos.
How's it going, guys?
Another day in paradise.
Oh,
brother.
yeah.
Yep. Another day.
Oh, another day, another having to watch some fucking wrestling, man. Dude,
It's sports entertainment, buddy.
Sawed off. Tonight's SmackDown was like, it was like, who gives a fuck the episode?
Yeah.
Pretty much, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
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 Mm.
Yeah.
So we start off Raw this week with Randy Orton out there cutting a pretty good promo, and he kind of ends it with dropping I'm going to knock on the Firefly Funhouse door, and I wonder who's going to let me in. Pretty intense, pretty good. Yeah. Randy's
great at this, man.
Yeah, he's damn good at delivering those intense promos. And again, I like the fact that he lends his credibility to the credence of the spooky storylines, which can be silly if not given the right gravitas.
Pretty much.
You know? Like when Roman comes out, it's like, you're just freaking a mask, and doesn't like give it any, doesn't like, and look sneers on it. Yeah, it takes away from the mystique.
It
man.
really
like,
does.
I realize that he's supposed to be the bad guy the tough guy who doesn't care, but like he wouldn't talk shit like that to the Undertaker.
No, he wouldn't.
You're just some dusty old hillbilly in a fucking trench coat, you know?
Oh, he better not talk to Undertaker like that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But Bray shows up. We get a Firefly Funhouse, and he has a new game show called Let's Get Randy, which, for
It's
like the Ren and Stimpy of WWE jokes, the one for the adults here. The kids won't know what we're talking about.
We all know what's going on here. It's just implied, but we all know what's going on in this thought bubble. The kids don't know, but we do.
So Bray does the game show, which is mildly entertaining, that eventually drops into one of his sinister promos, which we all enjoy. But Randy's like, hey, you know what? I got the Fiend at TLC, but I want Bray Wyatt tonight, game show, kid show host Bray. Bad sweater Bray, Cosby sweater Bray.
Whoa.
Well, not that bad.
Not
Mostly
that
solid
bad.
colors, yeah. And they don't have like Rue Hifnall in the little pockets.
Nah, they don't.
Allegedly.
We don't want to.
I don't know how allegedly that was. Like, he got convicted.
We're just saying allegedly so we don't get sued.
No, I mean he got convicted. Like it's a known fact.
Shh! You want to get sued?
So that'll be the main event tonight. Funhouse Bray taking on Randy in a little bit of a preview before, whatever the hell the pay-per-view, TLC coming up. Yeah, this is a way for Randy to get a win over Bray without him beating the Fiend, so he can get get his little heat early on. So Bray he can't beat the Fiend. You can't have Randy beating the Fiend. I mean, I know it's Randy Orton, but like,
they let Roman do it.
The times they've beaten the Fiend have been horrible mistakes.
And Goldberg
strong-armed his way into that. The Seth Rollins thing was their first time with it, and they fucked it up and then realized, oh shit, we shouldn't have done this. But it was their first time toying with it. So experiments sometimes have their hiccups. I'll excuse that one. Goldberg bullied his way into that. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And then Roman beat Braun, not Bray. So after this, we get a match between Ricochet and Dana Brooke taking on Slapjack and Mia Yim, or whatever her stupid
reckoning.
Yeah, whatever. And the only reason I mentioned this again is because for the second week in a row, Dana Brooke fucking pins Mia Yim's ass clean. And fuck Mia Yim, I guess.
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali chews out Slapjack and Mia Yim afterwards. And yeah, I don't know where they're going with these guys acting like, losers every damn week. They certainly took the teeth out of that group real quick, didn't they?
They ruined the shit.
It's like, if you're going to go through it and put us through it, man, commit.
Yeah.
Commit to the Antifa thing like they were doing.
No, don't even do the Antifa thing. Just go with the whole we're disgruntled ex-workers. That's fine. But let them win some matches and be dangerous. You got two guys that are like 6'10" and monstrous, man. Like, let them be terrifying. Let them be intimidating. I don't know. It seems like a wasted opportunity. Like, it was going in a direction that all of us didn't really want to see. And then they kind of swerved us there at the end. It was like, okay, yeah, we can live with this. We can work with this. This will be fun. Oh no, you're a bunch of jobbers. Got it. Never mind. Yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah, because they can't stay on a script to save their lives.
No, and having them win and beat everybody won't make anyone else look bad because you have them do it through their numbers.
Yeah.
So no one ends up looking bad by having them push to the moon.
Yeah.
And then you have a viable stable of heels that look
Yeah,
tough
you-
and
you
scary.
Do the same thing that
Exactly.
Shield did. Shield had the numbers and the rec shop for an entire year.
So we get an episode of Miz TV with AJ Styles as a special guest, and basically the highlight of the whole thing was just Miz and Morrison doing their Sheamus and Drew impersonations, which were
I love those guys, man.
that's pretty funny.
They're awesome.
But Drew and Sheamus come out to break up their little tea party, and of course, a fucking fight breaks out. And we're gonna have a 3-on-2 handicap match later on the night. Which, hey, we're just gonna go ahead and get to right fucking now. And this one ends with the storyline they've been telling throughout the night. People have been confronting Sheamus like, we all know it's just a matter of time till you turn on your friend. We all know it's just a matter of time till you turn on your friend. Which is like, fucking just shut the fuck up, man. Just it's wrestling. Of course, he's gonna turn on his friend. Even if they were like legitimately good friends, eventually he's gonna turn on his friend.
Exactly.
It's wrestling.
It's wrestling, man.
That's what you gotta do.
That's our soap opera. That's what we gotta do.
Look,
Yeah,
either you start off as friends and become enemies, or you start off as enemies and become friends.
That's the way it works.
Young and the Restless has been doing it for what, 20 some odd years?
But speaking of people who need to get their shit together, Drew and Sheamus need to get their shit together tonight because this match does end with Sheamus accidentally bro kicking Drew in the face and then eating a phenomenal forearm and losing the match. But that is not the main story here. They lost, whatever. Wasn't what's important. What was important is that afterwards, Sheamus was stewing backstage when they tried to get an interview with him. He's like, listen, you know what I think? Of course it wasn't intentional, but it doesn't matter if it was intentional or not because Drew McIntyre is going to come out here and try and kick my fucking head in. And I'm going to try and kick his head in. We're friends. We understand this about each other. That's how it works between us. I accidentally kicked him in the face, but accidentally or not, I kicked him in the face and there's an ass kicking coming. And sure enough, Drew comes back there. He's like, it wasn't on purpose. He's like, I know, but it's coming, right? It's like brothers taking it outside at Thanksgiving. It just shit sometimes has to get worked out that way.
They're doing this story better than Jay and Roman.
They really are.
They're doing this story better than Sasha and Bailey.
They really are.
I like this.
Yeah, I do too.
I know this story's been on repeat, but I think they found the best version of it right now.
The scuffle ends though when I guess Vince thought if he sent somebody who looked enough like a leprechaun into their break it up that Sheamus would listen to him. So they sent Pat Buck in there. And, Sheamus is like, the fuck does this guy think he's doing? And him and Drew just pitch his ass through a table. And Drew's like, pint. Sheamus like, you're buying, you cheap bastard. And off they go to get their pint. Because that's what fucking friends do.
This is the most Celtic thing ever.
It's great. It's great.
It really is.
My people are Klingons. So our main event for the night was Bray Wyatt taking on Randy Orton, which was about what you'd expect from this. I thought that it would be a little more lopsided in Randy's favor. I figured he'd get a clean win on him, but Bray does hold his own fairly well for a good portion of the match. Though early on it is pretty much Randy on top and Bray absorbs it, then gets his offense in. But eventually Randy, though, gets into that dark place, hits that draping DDT, sets up for the RKO. And while he does, of course, the lights start, flickering and going out. Bray gets up. Randy doesn't let it extract him. Hits the RKO. Goes to pin Bray. And as soon as he does, lights go out completely. And that motherfucker did the fastest costume change ever. Like fucking tear away sweater and pants and like put that mask on real quick. Lights come back up and Randy's laying on top of the Fiend instead. So did the old switcheroo or,
Yeah, that was amazing.
he's like, man, I need a twin so I can do one of these tricks. Jay, let me borrow Jimmy. He's like, that doesn't work that way. And like, no, I just need a twin. It's like, that doesn't work that way. Randy wakes up on top of the Fiend who locks in the mandible claw. And that's how we go off the air with the mandible claw locked in on Randy Orton, choking him or whatever it does to people. I'm not sure how that is supposed to actually do to somebody other than just taste
I
nasty.
think there's like a nerve.
Again, I just mostly just tastes bad. Like, I can't imagine ever voluntarily wanting Sacco in your mouth. Like, it just came out of Mick Foley's crotch.
After he's been running
that
around a
paycheck
little bit.
must have been really good.
And like, you got a choice. You get the Sacco in the mouth or the Rikishi butt in the face. Like, what do you choose?
Oh man,
Oh God.
those both come in about 10 minutes after a match.
Yeah. Where it's just all sorts of sweaty.
Oh fuck.
I'd be
Oh,
like,
no.
you know, like the aerosol, like fucking like
That is a
antiperspirant
great
cans.
question.
I'd be like showing up before, like if I had a match with Rikishi where I had to take that, I'd be showing his dressing room beforehand going, dude, turn around. We are spraying all 10 of these fucking cans up your crack, homie. I'm basically pamming your asshole
Fuck, he
shut.
took that after he took a shit.
Oh no.
Oh God.
So yeah, that was Raw. Drew and Sheamus are always fun. I like seeing where their thing's going, and that's obviously way more interesting than what's actually going on with him between him and AJ Styles. You know, it's just kind of all floating around it because they're trying to toy with the friendship or the enemy thing. Which way is it going to go? Honestly, I'd kind of like for them to be like in a stable or a tag team together for a little while, even if Drew is the champion. It's just kind of watching each other's back and, you know, but not getting too involved.
Yeah.
The fighting actually makes their friendship stronger.
Again, Celtic APA. That's the way you play it. I would watch it. I'd
Yep.
continue to watch it.
Yep.
I enjoy it. I like face Sheamus in that I'm not a nice guy face, stone cold level face kind of thing. Just have a pint and bit people up. That's all I want. With my shillelagh, Lucky Charms, other stereotypes,
Magically delicious.
Catholicism. Fuck Cromwell. I don't. What do you want from me, man? Bono's the best. I don't fucking know, dude. I got nothing. All right, gentlemen, that was Raw on a SmackDown.
All right, on the SmackDown. First of all, I'd like to send my deepest condolences to the family of Zeus, who recently passed away. We remember from No Hold Bar and his little rivalry with Hulk Hogan.
I remember him though as my president, the president of the entire Earth in Fifth Element.
And the majority of the people of my ethnicity remember him as Debo.
Mm-hmm.
In honor of Tiny Lister, is that how you say it, Lister?
Yeah.
Make sure I'm saying that right. I've only ever seen it. I've only ever read it. In his honor, though, what are we gonna go do?
Oh, we're gonna go steal somebody's bike.
Mhm.
That's our bike, punk.
And,
Watch out, kids, we're coming.
And I'm gonna trick Kate into smoking some angel dust.
Trick? You don't need a
What's a
trick.
trick?
Just tell me, hey, we're gonna go smoke some angels. That's all right. Cool, I'm in.
Speaking of doing drugs, start SmackDown.
Okay, so we start off the night with a contract.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Okay, this is not. This is not the kind of SmackDown I thought we were going to. All right, so on to SmackDown. So tonight we start off with a contract signing between Carmella and Sasha Banks. But guess what? Carmella wasn't there, and neither was the contract. But guess who had it?
Let me guess, Carmella?
Yeah, Carmella and her sommelier.
Yeah.
Now, I guess he's more than a sommelier because
Yeah, she definitely was implying that she bangs him in front of Corey Graves when they're at home. So I think that's her bull.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it.
Yeah. In their
I
kind of, in
understand.
their cuck relationship. Yeah.
I understand. Oh, wait, no, I don't. The kids are watching. Sorry. No, I don't.
We all know Caden's the bull in your relationship. Carmella signs the contract backstage and sends her bull out there with it. And just so he can be out there and take a couple of licks from Sasha. But
Which
mostly,
I feel like he enjoyed, actually.
well, I think they just had to establish him as a character essentially so they could have him be part of the main event later, which we'll get to when we get to the main event. But he comes out there, the boss like stamps instead of signing. She's got a little stamp or whatever to stamp her signature.
That's smart.
I guess when you're signing so many signatures, you ain't got time. You just
I like it.
That's the way Krusty did his signature, right?
Yeah.
Well, so after the contract signing, Sasha went ahead and called out Carmella and said, hey, how about we do this tonight? Title match.
Yeah, and Gunny he's like, sure, that's a great main event. So we got the contract. It's already signed. It's official. Let's just steal this TLC match and put it on the show tonight. So fuck it. That's the main event. But as we'll see later on when we get to the main event, again,
I thought it was going to be one of those ploys where, no, it's not going to happen, really. We we just sucked you into this.
Well, it didn't with the way it ended. We'll get to it.
Yeah,
we don't want to jump the gun.
We'll
But with the way it ended, essentially, this was a non-match. I mean, I'm spoiling it. Sorry, but like we'll give you the ins and outs a little bit later. But like they were able to give it away tonight because they didn't really give it away tonight because they didn't give us the conclusion. They just like got us hard, and then like their pager went off and they had to leave.
All right, so next up we have a match between Montez Ford and Dolph Ziggler. Like Street Profits got some vengeance on their mind now, and they're ready to get it out of them. But tonight was not their night.
No, but the ring was so excited by the fact that Montez Ford was in the ring that ejaculated blue cups halfway through the match. That was kind of fun. We had a solo gasm.
I'm glad they finally went to the blue solo cup since they're all on SmackDown.
Well, they had to wait for the order to come in after they got drafted. So
yeah, that's true.
you know how hard it is to find fucking blue solo cups? Shit.
Yeah, those were all specially made.
Dude, I've been to college. They're not that hard to find.
That's why all the fucking college kids have been home for fucking months and months just drinking on end, playing beer pong. Like after COVID's over, the youth of America are come out of this thing stronger, better beer pong champions than the rest of the world, all right? Because while the rest of you guys were actually, staying in lockdown and doing what you needed to do to get through this shit and like maybe doing some science shit or whatever fucking nerds do, we were at home getting drunker and more belligerent and more xenophobic and playing fucking beer pong. America, fuck yeah.
We're finally going to make it a beer fest, huh?
So from the looks of it, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode have a lot of momentum on their side now. 2 victories in a row over the Street Profits. Like it's not looking too good for them.
I'd buy it more if they hadn't been a joke since forever.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you just with tag teams, because Vince doesn't fucking care. He knows he just has to keep it going. So he only can concentrate on 2 tag teams at a time. Whoever's the champ and whoever's after the champ. And whoever's a tag team who isn't in that one of those 2 positions just gets used to be an asshole every week and get beat up or get ignored until they need to rotate one of those positions out. And then they win a few matches to make them look strong. But you can't fucking buy it because they've been in fucking jokes or missing or whatever else, while they were on the outskirts. You know what I'm saying? Like Shinsuke and Cesaro. Like those are 2 of the greatest wrestlers ever. But like, you got any excitement over Shinsuke or Cesaro right now? You believe in them as champions right now?
So we get into more of this segment of Big E and Sami Zayn, which it took up a lot of the show, actually. It started off with a backstage segment with a Sami Zayn shirt being presented, if they could show it up here. Yeah, but after that little merch incident, we go to commercial break and then come back to Sami Zayn already talking in the ring about how he should get more respect. But you know what? He don't even want merch because he don't want to. I forgot what he said, but it's something about capitalism, liberal bullcrap.
Basically,
whatever.
Sami Zayn's all bent out of fucking shape because he doesn't have any merch or t-shirts to sell. Big E's got some new t-shirts out. He's got new entrance. He got new music. He still got his new day gear on, but that shit's probably on order, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His new blue and red Big E logo ring gear.
Think
shit.
big.
I'm sure he's got plenty of the New Day stuff to hold him over till those new ones come in.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But
they have a match today, and guess who won today? Sami Zayn with another count out. So talented.
yeah, he just scrambles and runs around from Big E outside. Even flicks under his arm at one point in time, runs out of the ring, and he just gets the count out, which is never fun. So,
I mean, most people beat guys in 3 seconds. He beats them in 10. It's impressive. It's very impressive.
You don't get opinions anymore. Oh, Comrade Karen wins again, and the Communist Muppet steals another victory. I hope that Big E gets a real fucking push. I like the fact that they're letting Sammy keep it through nefarious means. It's part of who his character is. And honestly, if you take the belt away from him, Sami Zayn means nothing. He honestly needs that title more than anybody else does as far as to stay relevant. So I get why you keep it on him.
I will say he does need to lose it to Big E.
Yeah, I hope he does eventually. But Big E needs to move on quickly from this title scene to the bigger title scene.
Yeah, like let him hold it for the same amount of time that he held it last time, then push him to the moon.
Maybe a little bit longer.
Think a little bit longer?
Yeah, a little bit longer. I'm get a nice, solid, like memorable run with it, and then move him onto the upper card. Have him sit there for a little while, like a year or two before getting it, and then give him that belt. Make it a long-term thing. Slow push, let him build, let him get up there, maybe have some matches with Keith Lee, maybe build to the point with him versus Keith Lee for the title. That's something I think we'd all want to see.
Next, we get into the next segment that takes up majority of the show. Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. While Roman Reigns is with Jey Uso in the back, Kevin Owens comes out to cut his promo with a table, chairs, and ladder in the ring.
Yeah, while he's jawing, though, talking about his friends and describing the tables, the ladders, and the chairs like he's reading a fucking twisted ass. He's reading one of like Mick Foley's twisted ass children's book or something. Like, here's my friend, Mr. Table. He does this. He hurts you. It's kind of funny, really.
It is.
But while he was distracted giving his monologue up on the ladder, Jay strikes from behind with the chair and starts working over his fucking knee, man. Starts really working over KO's knee. But KO's able to turn the tables eventually and start working over Jay, but the
And puts him
damage
through a table.
pops him up, powerbomb right through that table, but the damage has kind of been done on the knee at that point. Now Roman comes out like he's about to handle business, hands his like title off to Paul, and Paul talks him down.
Yeah. We hear Paul again, though.
Yeah. He wasn't Mike, but you hear him going like, we do things. He's calling the shots right now. We should do things on your time. You're the champ. This is your island. Blah, 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 blah.
You're the OG.
If we go in the back right now, I will take that fucking load right in my mouth. Just come on, man. Don't do this.
Okay.
Yeah, he went full Samwise Gamgee on him. He wanted that load, that hot Frodo load all over his face. Oh, Mr. Frodo, I remember the Shire.
We go to commercial break, and when we come back, Kevin Owens is looking for Roman backstage. Roman just clobbers on him, man.
Yeah, KO gets distracted because what's-her-face tried to do an interview with him while he's running around backstage, and in his middle it's like, Roman better watch out. Roman just beats his ass with the chair, throws him around a little bit, and then cuts a really nasty promo right down, looking just right down the fucking middle of the lens, directly to...
Like, the fourth wall has been broken now.
Well, he didn't break the fourth wall. It wasn't breaking a character. He
No,
just
it
looked,
wasn't.
He directly spoke to KO's wife and kids at home saying like, no, I'm the tribal chief of all of SmackDown. Like, if I'm not the champion, people don't, this is not what he said. The meaning is basically, if I'm not the champion, people don't tune in and none of us get paid. So I'm the one putting food on your table. So talk some sense to your husband. Kids, tell your daddy to talk some sense to your daddy, because otherwise I'll be the man taking his food off your plate. Really nasty, real fucking shitty piece of work. Oh yeah, really well done.
I love it.
Talking to someone's wife and kids directly like that, especially KO, a guy who takes that shit so seriously, like that's crossing a major fucking line, and he did it expertly. So good way to wrap up the story. Ultimately, the sad thing is though, we know KO will never get any sort of he'll never get any retribution on him. So on Roman. So it kind of sucks a little bit. Like it's not as bad as, the way they treated Booker T and that him and Triple H's feud, where Triple H basically did everything but call him the N-word and then still beat him.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into our filler matches real quick.
Why?
Okay. On to our main event, which we got for the SmackDown Women's title, Sasha Banks versus Carmella.
Yeah.
Which they actually did quite a bit of scrapping in this.
Dude, I don't give a shit about them. I don't give a shit about the women's title between those two. I don't care about Carmella. I can get into Sasha Banks with the right feud. I don't really care too much about Carmella as a wrestler. None of her gimmicks have really hit right with me. I liked her as a comedy character doing her Staten Island thing with Truth, and that's about. I take it back. I did like her being the obnoxious Staten Island princess or whatever, because like, especially when we got into peril and she could hear her screaming throughout, like cutting through all the crowd and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. That gimmick kind of worked for her. This like bougie badass thing with her sommelier.
Yeah, because that's how the match ended. The sommelier wanted to interfere. Sasha Banks got herself disqualified, so the winner is Carmella, but still the women's champion is Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Carmella beats her with a bottle, and that's it.
So yeah, the sommelier got involved because Sasha had the bank statement locked in. He pulls her out when the ref isn't looking because he like threw a bottle of champagne in there when the ref was fucking with that. He pulls Sasha out, pisses her off, and she chases him off, but ends up taking her, anger out on Carmella and just punched her in the fucking corner until she's DQ'd. So again, The WWE got us nice and stiff and was like, yeah, I got to go. Deuces. We're not finishing this one. So, because fuck us as fans, right? Why give us an ending?
Well, they got to save it for TLC, of
Then
course.
why do it tonight at all? Because you didn't
time.
have anything else to do for your main event. Because tonight was a big, fat, giant fucking filler of nothing. I feel like I've said that like the last 3 weeks, haven't we? That's been just nothing but
How
fluff.
about you use one of those wrestlers that's not being used?
I am seriously just bored now.
Yeah, it's dumb. They're so far behind on booking too for TLC. You would think that they would actually start trying to do that, but just like the last pay-per-view, they waited until last week to announce all the matches.
Yeah, because we're not going to get a Raw Women's Championship match, are we? We're going to get the Women's Tag Team title match, aren't we, with Lana? Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Who fucking cares if Lana's the Women's Tag Team Champion? Like, you've already proven that you don't care about men's tag team wrestling. You sure as shit don't fucking care about women's tag team wrestling because you took the only tag team you had that was actually just a team and broke them up and then did fuck all with the members in the Iconics.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, it was nice to see Billy Kay tonight, but like, you know, she lost, which was all part of it. I guess to make Ruby, the Riot Squad look like they're actually can win a few matches before they move them on to being in that. Again, it's the same thing. We only put 2 people in the slot at a time, right? So we got to keep them a little bit relevant so they can move them to that slot whenever they move out. Either Lana and Oscar, they move out Nia and Shayna. Depends on who wins, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I like Nia and Shayna as the women's tag team champions. It gives them both something to do. It gives them both belts because they're both badasses who need to have, like, doesn't make sense for them not to be champions. And if you don't want to give them the main title right now, that's fine. Have them sit on those. But with both fucking divisions, men and women's, we need a legitimate tag team division. One that actually has cohesive teams that we see on the regular that are competing in their own division that aren't plagued by singles wrestlers. You know what I mean? Just like 205 Live is a separate weight class thing. The tag team thing just needs to be its own fucking thing. All right. Well, that was SmackDown. It was,
We got your final thoughts.
yeah, it was kind of a weak ejaculation. Jiff.
It's like a weak ejaculation.
Okay.
Jeff.
Okay.
Wait, you ejaculated?
Well, not normally.
Yeah, it's crazy to see the change in Carmella's character. Like she got all this untouchable, like, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and like, Carmella, you stole Corey Graves. Like, I don't know if you should be proud of that. Fuck you, Corey.
You got news?
We got news.
What's your news?
So there were rumors about Charlotte Flair and Andrade being put on television together for both their comebacks.
Yeah, they're a couple, right?
Mhm.
That's right. I
Yeah,
remember
they're married.
Smoochy. Oh, they got married?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't remember.
So congratulations to them. Yeah.
When did that happen?
Sometime earlier in the year.
Okay.
I think either earlier in the year or last year.
Yeah, do it. I will. Again, I like it when they let the real couples work with each other. I think depending on the couple, it's probably better to spend time together than, you know, be on separate shows and being apart and things like that. And being around a bunch of other hot ass fucking people who are single and just trying to get their tips wet and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So,
Well, apparently that was just a rumor. Apparently that they're not, from sources within the WWE saying that they're not going to do them together. They're going to do them separately, and that Charlotte's plans are already locked in. So she's looking more likely coming out back in Royal Rumble.
see, that makes more sense. It definitely does not make as much sense to have them together as a couple, other than it's just fan service.
Mhm.
But I don't mind seeing it. I don't mind them acknowledging that people are a couple. Maybe you just do it like Bianca and Ford,
Mhm.
where you acknowledge it on screen, but you don't have to make them team
Like,
up.
it's not the main story.
Yeah. Like, she ain't coming out with the Street Profits every week. You know, it's like their valet and shit. You know, like, you ain't got to do that, but you can have them, like, you know, a couple of backstage segments together or something every now and then. Just acknowledge that it's a thing. Or maybe her and Selena get into it. Oh, no, Selena got let go. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's next?
So I don't know if you noticed or not on Monday that Alexa Bliss wasn't there. We had no Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fiend said that Randy was mean to her, so she wasn't going to come out and play.
Yeah.
I figured she was just, COVID rotation or something.
No, actually, she's working on a new TV series.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What's the TV series?
Well, her, Charlotte Flair, and Devon Dudley are all working on this new revival of Punky Brewster.
Is she playing Punky?
No,
Oh.
it's a continuation of the original Punky Brewster.
I mean, I say it's cool. That's cool. Good for them. I'm never going to watch it. I don't fucking care. It's like when I saw like one of the 5 million different streaming channels is bringing back like the Saved by a Bell remake. And it's like shot like a WB drama instead of like a fucking like, sitcom style, like 3 camera setup or whatever. It's like, angles and stuff. I'm like moody lighting. I'm like, oh, no. I'm not watching Riverdale. You can go fuck yourselves. Of course, those things were never meant to appeal to me.
Yeah.
Like they say they're supposed to appeal to teens, but like even as a teen male, they don't appeal to you. They appeal to like lonely they appeal to lonely women between the ages of like 13 and 56. The Twilight crowd is what you're getting with these things.
All right. Some other news being reported is that apparently Vince McMahon is upset with some of his talent and is sending them back to the PC Center. He's upset with some of their in-ring work, with some of their botches and stuff that have been happening lately, particularly the big guys.
We talking about people that are on screen?
Mm-hmm.
Who are we thinking? Who's he saying?
Well, actually, PW Insider has confirmed that Otis, Keith Lee, Dabba-Kato, Mace, and AJ Styles' bodyguard are among some of the wrestlers who got sent back to classes.
So big guys with agility.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, one more time. It's too long of a list for me. I'm slow.
Otis.
I can see that.
Keith Lee.
I don't see that.
Dabba-Kato.
Dabbing Carrot, I haven't seen him really wrestle, so I don't know how he does anyway.
Mace.
We haven't really got to see them wrestle much, but they're fresh anyway. Mace Windu, the Predator.
It sounds like all the big guys with agility that he's targeting.
And then AJ Styles' bodyguard are some of the names that were confirmed on the list to go back to classes.
So every big black guy they have.
Essentially.
And Otis.
And Otis.
I'm kind of surprised Keith Lee is on that list just because of what I saw on that WWE 24 documentary with him. It looked like Vince loved him. Hey, I'm kind of shocked about that.
Keith's in-ring work is just fine.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with it.
No, he seems to got his hops going. I mean,
like I said, it sounds like he don't want the big guys to show off their agility from the looks of it.
No, I don't think that's it because none of the rest of those guys have shown what Keith Lee has shown. Keith Lee's the only one who's remarkable amongst them. I mean, Otis is not bad, but Otis is just a big dude. He's Otis. He can do what he can do, but it's not a lot.
And the reason I think Otis has the number of botches that he has is because he's shorter than a lot of the wrestlers.
Yeah.
I
haven't really noticed him botching. Well, he kind of flubbed up tonight a little bit, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, it looks like human bodies do what human bodies do. It looked like a natural fight. It doesn't look like it didn't look like anything bad. Like a botch to me that looks bad was fucking Jeff Hardy swantoning his head to the fucking ring steps last week. That's a bad botch. But I guess if you're worried about them doing something small like this, you're worried about them doing something big. I mean, you're the wrestler. You know better than me. Yeah.
At least I thought so. But
having Keith Lee get sent down for training seems really.
I guess
silly.
maybe if it's something to help them work safer to keep them being healthier.
So I mean, are they still staying on television, or are they just kind of?
Yeah. They're going back to the training center for like classes once a week or something like that.
Wonder if Seth Rollins had to take those for ending 2 careers almost.
Yeah, he had to relearn how to do the curb stomp.
3 actually. He put Becky Lynch out of work too.
Well, that's a different kind of pile driver.
By being an unsafe worker.
And on that note, guys, it's been Heels Up. Say hi to your mother for me.